Holy shit, the sky has parted and the anime gods have seen fit to finally bless us with another season of Attack on Titan. Be praised! For there is some good in this world. It's only been, 4 years? We've been sitting on that cliffhanger for 4 freaking years. No wonder so many people bailed, hoping for a sequel and just read the manga. Now that was probably the intent. Gotta sell those books somehow, because the art sure as hell won't do it for you. The question I posed previously in my anticipation video was something along the lines of, would Attack on Titan Season 2 be worth it? Short version? Not really. Well, in actuality, it depends. My excitement for the series, I will admit, was quite a bit further down than it would have been if Season 2 came out like 3 years ago. That said, however, after 3 episodes, I'm right back to where I was, excitement-wise. Or I would be if the manga wasn't hanging over my head. Oh, hi, Mark! See, the biggest problem I have with Attack on Titan Season 2, outside of me not being able to talk about it with anyone, which I'll get back to later, is not the story, the development of its characters, at least yet, or even the fact that it's only going to be a core of 12 episodes, though really, I mean, come on! My big problem is the atmosphere. It's a bit difficult to explain, but something felt a bit odd watching this second season, almost like something was missing. Sure, the same brutal character deaths, the music, and everything else superficially was all physically present, and it wasn't until I looked at the staff list and realized that Tetsuo Araki was no longer in the director's chair that everything clicked. Yes, he's still listed as the chief director in the credits, but we don't know the extent of that job, because clearly his directorial style wasn't there. It's no secret that Araki makes impacts with his high-energy direction, and Attack on Titan Season 2 thus far is missing the magic that Season 1 captured. At times, it feels like the artistic direction was compensated by having the characters yell more than they already do to really drive the fear of living in their world home. Araki's talent lied in making the mundane situations feel dramatic.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
The other problem is the fact that I can't theorize about it with anyone. Attack on Titan is a show that is extremely good at foreshadowing. It hides its plot elements so far in advance when they become relevant, to the point where even innocent conversations or a tiny hint of steam here or there can hint to massive consequences down the line. You really don't know what could and could not be foreshadowing at this point, and that's what makes it exciting, especially now that after Season 1 and the reveal of humans potentially being secret titans has come into play. Because suddenly it's a witch hunt, because you just know that there are more titans hidden in plain sight with the humans. We just don't know who. Unless you read the manga and spoil it for people. Not that I'm bitter or anything. The series still has some of its other main draws. The gore, the lack of plot armor for its entire supporting cast, the action of the fights in tandem with the musical score. But being able to theorize and try to predict what might happen before the show reveals it to you, to me, is one of the big, if not biggest, draws. But because of how the show has been released, that's becoming very difficult to do. Or rather, it's become difficult to share. Sure, I can theorize about Titan in my head all I want, but if I want to share it, well then what I would need is a secret group of friends. Friends who swear that they have not read the manga and won't. Friends that I can rely on. But I have to be careful, very careful of who I invite into this inner circle, because you never know who could suddenly decide to betray you and spoil everything you wish you didn't know. However, there is one topic in relation to Attack on Titan Season 2 that does put doubt into people's heads. Was having this second season worth it? Was it worth waiting 4 years for a Season 2, only to leave disappointed that you're only going to be getting a fraction of what you originally got in the first season? In my case, the hiatus could have been the best thing, because having it end on such a cliffhanger, it provided for some of the best advertisement for any manga ever, despite my gripes for a more complete conclusion. So now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, which makes this second season not much more than a leg up. A way to briefly revitalize the hype for the show before once again crashing down into hiatus town, causing even more people to give up and read the manga. It's a dastardly plan, one that I think will work. I just don't know if it'll work on me. I am going to continue watching this show, week by week, episode by episode, until it completes. Because I begrudgingly do enjoy watching it. And for now, that's good enough for me. I just wish I had a better outlet at times for some of my thoughts. If you want to watch the series beside me and alongside everybody else who's watching it week by week, there will be some links down in the description if for whatever reason you don't already know about them. Links to watch the sub on Crunchyroll and the simuldub on Funimation for when that eventually comes out. It'll all be down there. So what did you guys think of Attack on Titan Season 2 so far? Let me know down in the whatchamajig. Not that I plan on reading it anyway, because undoubtedly there will be manga spoilers down there, posted by assholes, which is just lovely. Thank you for joining me on this first reaction, and until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and others, stay frosty.